Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be all about the skin for prom. Now I know like everybody wants like the dramatic makeup looks and eyeshadow and everything like that, but really in pictures you can really, the main focus I would say in pictures is usually your skin, because from far away if you're taking group pictures you can't really see the eyes and everything. I will have a prom eyeshadow tutorial. It's going to be similar to this look that I'm wearing right now, except a little bit different on the colors, but similar technique with like the cut crease and the glitter eyeshadow and everything like that. But for today's video I just wanted to focus all on the skin. It's going to be really dewy but long lasting, because I know for prom like you're going to be wearing your makeup for a long time, you're probably going to be dancing, so you're probably going to be sweating. So but I know like the dewy skin is really in right now, so this is going to be how to achieve the dewy skin but also make sure it's very long lasting and sweat proof and everything like that, but you're still going to look really glowy and everything, so it's not too matte or anything like that. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you in my next one. So before we even go in with foundation, we're going to prep our skin a little bit for our dewy skin look. I'm going to be using a couple different products just to achieve that really luminous hydrated skin. I'm going in with the Becca Backlight Priming Filter, and don't mind the way I'm putting it on. I was running out, so I had to kind of scrape the bottom. Then I'm going in with the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. It's kind of like a liquid moisturizer, and it's really going to make sure that you kind of have that dewy finish that you're looking for. And then I'm going to put some liquid illuminator. This is the Cover FX Custom Enhancer drops into my moisturizer, and as you can see it really just gives your skin that wet dewy look, but once it mixes in with the foundation it's not going to look oily or greasy, and that's just an extra step that you can do to make sure that your foundation has a dewy finish. And then I'm going in with the Cover FX Natural Finish foundation. If you have oily skin, you can go in with a matte foundation, and just putting on those primers before will still give you a dewy finish. But if you are more oily, you might want to go with a more matte foundation. And I just went in with the Cover FX Natural Finish Foundation because I didn't want anything too dewy, but I don't use matte foundations. So if you want full coverage, go with full coverage, but putting on the primers before will definitely make sure that you have some sort of luminosity to your skin. And yeah, next I'm going in with this concealer. I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape. If you want to go in with a more sheer concealer, you can, but I just want it to be full coverage. And then to make sure that my foundation lasts all night, even with all those primers and everything, I am baking the spots that break up on me the most. And that is the key to keeping this look more dewy and not matte, is to only set or bake the areas that break up on you, which is usually in the T-zone. Then I'm going to dust that all off, and you just want to make sure that you're not setting anywhere like on the cheeks or anything, because you want those to be really dewy. And then I'm just going to dust some of this ambient lighting powder underneath my eye, just to make sure that I still have luminosity under there and it's not completely matte from where we baked our concealer. And then I am just bronzing as normal and putting on my blush and everything. And then another thing that you'll see me do is I'm baking my contour, and that's just kind of carving out the area underneath my cheekbones just to make sure that I didn't get too sloppy with the bronzer or anything, and that'll make sure that it doesn't look messy and muddy or anything, and you can kind of clean up any mistakes this way as well. But this also is a good way to make sure that your makeup lasts all night. And the powder that I'm using to bake with is the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. I really suggest this for baking, but if you are dry, I would not suggest it as like an all-over setting powder if you are looking for a dewy skin look. The next thing that I do to achieve that wet, dewy looking skin is putting on a highlighter. Now, I am using the Gilded Honey highlighter by Laura Geller, and if you are any lighter than me, this probably won't work for you, but it still has a little bit of like champagne to it, so that's why it still works for me. The lighter skin tone you are, the lighter the highlighter that you want, but if you're a little bit darker, you can go with the more golden highlights. But that's why you see me going in with the Nicole Guerrero Glow Kit. And I'm taking the lightest color just to kind of get the very high points of my face, because I just want this highlighter to pop. So mixing a little bit of that lighter highlight really just achieves that dewy skin look that I am looking for. Especially with my skin tone, it really just the combination of the two really works out perfectly. Um, and then I'm just putting the highlighter on the high points of my face. I'm also dusting some like on my forehead and chin. If you don't like that look, you don't have to do that, but I personally I don't want it to be completely matte in my T-zone, so that is why I put some on my chin and everything. After I dust off all the powders and put on my lip color, I'm just going to spray my face with some Fix Plus, and that kind of just melts everything together and make sure that you don't look powdery, and that is like the last step that you need to do before achieving your dewy skin look.